Welcome, stranger! Welcome to beautiful Tien's Landing. Isn't it a glorious day? Oh, I know, people complain and grumble, but honestly, I think they're overreacting. Things can't be that bad, right? After all, you're here. If the town was truly doomed, would we still be getting visitors? Ha, I think not. In fact, I think your presence here is a sure sign that things are looking up. Soon, all our problems will be solved. It's just like I kept saying. People call me Sheng the Talkative, though I have no idea why. I'm actually a basket maker. In fact, I dare say I am the best basket maker in all of Tien's Landing. Of course, with the dam open, ships can't navigate the river. So, I have no supplies to make my baskets and no customers to buy them. But am I worried? Of course not. My children only need one meal a day. After all, they're small. And my wife can take a third job if necessary. I know things will turn around soon. Huh, you're not the only one. All over town, people keep saying to me, Sheng, why are you so happy? Can't you see how bad things are? But it's just a matter of perspective. Things will get better, they always do. It's like my father used to say, the greater the problem, the greater the solution. I'm sure it'll all work out. Denial? Preposterous! Sure, half the people have moved away, and those who stayed have mostly given up hope, and the entire town is running out of food and silver. But does my optimism mean I'm in denial? Of course not! I mean, none of the buildings are on fire, right? See? Something good. Just like that, right off the top of my head. I admit that some see our Imperial Minister Sheng as, well, not entirely competent or capable of dealing with our problems. But somehow things will work out. They always do. Of course, I will gladly converse on any number of topics. It's a fine way to pass the time on such a beautiful day. The Great Dam's been opened and the river level has dropped. Ships can't navigate the river and nobody can fish. But I think people are overreacting. Basically, we're suffering some minor inconveniences, which I'm sure will soon be resolved. Still, there are a few alarmists who scream and cry that our town is dying. Can you imagine? They have no faith in the Emperor, nor in Minister Sheng, who is in charge of Tien's Landing. I am sure the cunning Sheng has a plan to save us. He's in the town square, the highest point in Tien's Landing. Just follow any path leading up until you can't go any higher, and you're there. Minister Sheng may not have the best reputation, but I'm sure that's just gossip. I'll bet he's actually a smart, active man who can reassure you of our town's future. Of course! I'm always happy to talk about Tien's Landing. We may have a few minor problems, but I'm sure Sheng, our Imperial Minister, will find a way to solve them. A splendid question, and one in which I am particularly well-versed. It is a fascinating tale that dates back to the blessed first Emperor of Jade, sagacious Tien. Before he was emperor, before there was even an empire, sagacious Tien was a young man, fond of wandering the countryside. One day he stopped, weary from his travels. He lay down to rest beneath the shade of a cool tree and had a marvelous dream of a shining empire. This dream drove him to create the Jade Empire as we know it. To honor the memory of his dream, he returned and built a summer palace in the spot where he had stopped to rest. In time, a town, this town, sprang up around the palace. Well, that was long ago. Over the centuries, the castle fell into ruin. But make no mistake, Tien's Landing is where he had his dream. The castle proves it. Yes, but there used to be, many centuries ago. All evidence of it may be gone now, but just knowing it was here once is all the proof I need. Other villages try to claim the Emperor had his dream while crossing their lands, but I know the truth. Tien's Landing, my hometown, is the birthplace of the Empire. Enjoy your stay in wonderful Tien's Landing, where things are never as bad as they seem.
Hello, and welcome to Chuman's Woodcrafts. I'm afraid I don't have any woodwork items ready right now. My inventory's a bit understocked. I'm Chuman the Craftsman. Nobody important, just a simple merchant of fine woodwork items. A merchant who may not be in business much longer, I'm afraid. There are several customers who owe me money, but with the dam open, times are hard. I can't expect them to pay me when they can't even feed their families. And if they don't pay me, I can't afford the raw materials to make my woodwork. It's a difficult situation, but I'm trying to make the best of it. You might be right. I'm a fine craftsman, but I'm not much for business. I extend credit too easily, and then I can't bring myself to collect. It's just not in my nature. A good thing. It's an uncomfortable topic, really. It's not so much that I need anyone's charity as I could just use some help around here. Farewell.
I still believe in the Emperor. He'll look after us. No lake, no fish. How'll I feed my family? The fisherman's life is a hard one. Don't let anyone tell you different. Ghosts bring wind. Wind is no friend to a river fisherman, I can tell you that. One thing that is good about being a fisherman, you never see a ghost out in the middle of the river. I still believe in the Emperor. He'll look after us.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us? Another day, another bowl of rice, I hope. It ain't easy being a dock worker. We don't get paid much, but we sure earn it. We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us?
The fisherman's life is a hard one. Don't let anyone tell you different. Ghosts bring wind. Wind is no friend to a river fisherman, I can tell you that. One thing that is good about being a fisherman, you never see a ghost out in the middle of the river.
Wo kawoso ir noka wo taraway il shaxi ro finu pifu. Ok wiwu ofir, san kasuir wo sir tana. Ok wiwu ofir, san kasuir wo sir tana.
This here's a private club. Members only. No chance. It's braced from the other side. You can't get in unless you're a member. You can't. Just move along. No chance. You have a nice day now. This here's a private club.
Ing better figure out a way to get us out of here soon, or I'm going to snap. The folks of this town were kind at first, but now they're starting to annoy me. If Captain Ing can't get the ship out soon, there'll be a mutiny. A right bloody one, too.
I still believe in the Emperor. He'll look after us.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us?
Look at all these people here. When my old father told me to come to the big city, he never warned me about the crowds. Back on the farm, I ain't never seen so many people and buildings in one place. Except for livestock. But I guess they ain't people. Or buildings. My name's Tien, but everyone calls me Big Tien because I'm so big. I came to the city to try to find me a wife. So far, it's not going so good. Say, you're real pretty. You want to be my wife? You could come live on my farm. I got chickens and oxen and lots of land. It would be hard at first, working the farm by ourselves. But after you have 6 or 7 kids, they can help out too. I'm sorry, I don't know too much about your fancy city ways. I didn't want to make you mad. I'm just trying to find a nice gal to marry me and come live on my farm. Price? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. My old father warned me about your type. I ain't looking to buy me no woman. No lady for hire type gals for this country, boy. I just want a nice, respectable gal to be my wife. One who can help me out on the farm and such. Well, that's a real shame. If you run across any nice gals, do me a favor and mention my name to them. Big Tien. You have a nice day now.
Your move, old goat. You taught me much, Jian, but the most valuable lessons were learning where you were wrong. 17th square of the Lion, if you please. You are being rude, Jian. We have a guest. Let us place the game on hold a moment.
Tawe ia kawana ia sonir ipoki. Wanakapir sari awaf, van sir surofos isinosaurus usuno.
Surely you know of Yi, the capturing game? Played on a board of 19 rows and columns, the black and white pieces capture territory for their player.
Ikirnik tinepiru, wo iferek uksun puno. Okie fakarea, ni ukaristoipa.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
Nararo, na pirapirni, niktakatashi. Niato nanapadi irovir, kuni uknawata ir.
Forgive him. Had my former master bothered to remember his manners, he might have told you that we are not from Tien's Landing. We know little of the events here.
Unikasurir kwana no kuni uknawata ir, niknipier. Okie fakarea, ni ukaristoipa.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
Not at all. Wanakapir sari.
Surely you know of... Jian the Iron Fist isn't honestly going to let this one walk away, is he? If you don't say anything, then I will, you old goat.
Sisair pawaro, tikotro tuaso.
I too see strength, but also the capacity for understanding the world and your place in it. You could prove an interesting pupil.
Irkana, unikasurir kwana no kasa iriroro. Ipaner nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iroro ninua sa irkana.
He would like nothing more than to have you as a student. But show me that you walk the way of the open palm, and I will teach you the mysteries of Stone Immortal.
Both Tempest and Stone Immortal are very sensitive to your temperament. Harmony or discord can affect your ability to control air and earth respectively.
Usair kokonato, taratnia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siiri panoneniko. Sisair pawaro, tikotro tuaso. Wuno wir na no pa irsu, isana yoyo, konir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Ukir naro fir sisair witu ir, utar noe nik ufir ukapoki.
That was before I realized that Jian caused as much trouble as he solved. We had a falling out, and I went my own way.
Irkana, unikasurir kwana no kasa iriroro.
I only fight when it is necessary, and only when other options have failed, Jian. It does not make my actions any less significant.
Ono yue wa kitsu sa iroko wa shosi. You could ni kung uno sa son could noka ukyorir. Tawe ir kawana ir sonir ipoki. Tawa ir fuir kwansa irat. Ukir wir no fantayana ukona ni pinatawa. Onawa ferro so kuna sathakwana uno naft. Sier ritsu tata sier. Ikirnik tine piru, wo iferek uk son puno. O nikasurier kwana no koni uk nawata ir, nik nipier. Wo son puno no, yapapap nasia uir sa ir uth. Sa ir yagoak, kokonato siri panoneniku. Wonakapir sari awaf, van sira surofos isinosaurus usuno. Wotowir ukawana ir usoanata hoki. Niato wonanapati irovir. Sata tawe ir wonawa fu kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutok. Ipanar nuko iwa ir nikasanarir iruro ninua sa ir kana. Niato wonanapati irovir. Koni uk nawata ir. O nikasurier kwana no koni uk nawata ir nik nipier. Wo anania ifewir uk sonoruk noka uk snapir. Io kut ni kunk uno sa ir son kut noka uk yorir.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior. My game of Yi with Jian can wait a moment. What can I do for you? You know my name. That's really all that's important, isn't it? Not many know of my exploits outside of the prosperous East. I was once his student, until I decided I couldn't agree with all of his teachings. He was an excellent master, but I couldn't follow his philosophies. 20 years have passed since we parted ways, and while we disagree on principle, I can't help but feel some affection for the old man. This is why we only meet once a year to play Yi. Jian the Iron Fist is best taken in small doses. A wonderful province, and yes, one that I call home. You should visit sometime and see the wonders of Phoenix Gate. Of course, the Imperial City still stands as the greatest city, but Phoenix Gate has its own charms. Standing on the sea of glass, it is a hub of trade. Each year, Jian and I make our way here to the Seat of Heaven province to meet for a few days of Yi. It's something of a ritual. I was once his student, until I decided I couldn't agree with all of his teachings. He was an excellent master, but I couldn't follow his philosophies. 20 years have passed since we parted ways. It was nice to talk for a while. Stone Immortal allows you to control the earth itself. It is not easy to master. To understand the earth, you must be aware of all things around you and understand that they are all connected in one way or another. That is why Stone Immortal is only taught to those who follow the way of the open palm. Our sense of harmony aids us in persuading the earth to serve as our ally. I wish you well.
Sisaya pawao, tikotro tuaso. Osinsu kukupir fuku. Niato nanapati irovir. Koni uk nawata ir. Irkana. O nikasurir kwana no kasa iriroro. You could ni.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior. Are you so certain? If you are, then you must strive to understand the way of the open palm. Perhaps you should talk to Master Jiang. He reserves his respect for those who follow his philosophy. You have not found me so weak, Jian. Not at all. I would.
Hey, Baker Bay. How are you today?
Go away! I told you I want no part of this. Tell Ai Ling to leave me alone.
If you want to tell Ai Ling something, go tell her yourself. In the meantime, we have our orders. Nothing personal. It's a little personal with me. I like sticking your face in the gutter. Hold on a sec. We've got company. You're a little too interested in our business, friend. Looks like we gotta teach you to back off when Ai Ling's boys are working.
Leaping tiger. That's much better.
Can you believe that these thugs would just attack me in broad daylight like that? They might have killed me if you hadn't stepped in. Thank you. I never expected such help from a stranger. You spoke to Lan? How humiliating. My fiancé must have told you I can't protect myself. The woman I love doesn't have faith in me? Oh, the shame. I'll never live this down. Sorry. Forgive me, honorable stranger. I'm not normally so... Well, I'm a bit of a wreck right now. I've taken some pretty bad beatings these past few days. I didn't mean to sound ungrateful. I'm just worried about Lan. She's very emotional. I've done my best to try and keep her from becoming involved in this. Those thugs are acting on Ai Ling's orders. She's the head of their gang. They have a small hideout in the boathouse. Ai Ling and I were friends when we were children, but we drifted apart as we grew up. She fell in with some rough people, as you've already seen. Ever since I got engaged, Ai Ling has become obsessed with me. Every day she sends her thugs to beat me up. She says she won't stop until I go talk to her. She's obviously crazy. I've done nothing to her. We haven't even spoken in years. If I go to her hideout to talk to her, I'm afraid that I'll never come out. At least the beatings on the street are out in public. They won't kill me in front of witnesses. Well, not on purpose anyway. I'm being completely honest, I swear. I know how this looks. You must think I've done something to deserve this, but I have no idea why Ai Ling is after me. No. Lan's very emotional. I didn't want her to get upset. At first, I didn't tell her anything at all. But I couldn't hide my bruises forever. So I told her about the beatings. But even then, I didn't mention Ai Ling. It's bad enough what's happening to me. I was afraid if Lan became more involved, Ai Ling might hurt her too. No, don't do that. Ai Ling and I were friends once, even if it was a long time ago. I don't want to see her dead. Not if there's another way.
Thank you so much. Ai Ling and her thugs are in the boathouse. Please just ask her to leave me alone. All we want is to live our lives in peace. Even a village as small as this has a place to hide its undesirables.
Filthy thieves stole my rags. Ignore the spots. You won't catch anything from me. Well, nothing dangerous. Everything I am, I owe to the Emperor.
This is my corner. I paid for it. The other girls say I charge too much, but I'm worth it. These sailors are good for business. At least until their silver runs out.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us? Another day, another bowl of rice, I hope.
Filthy thieves stole my rags.
Hello. You do not need to speak with me. I am just Merchant Xiang's assistant. Perhaps someday I will be Merchant Xipeng, mightiest merchant of Tien's Landing. But for now, I am just an assistant, not worthy of your honorable time.
Hello.
You do not need to speak with me.
Hello there, stranger. I haven't spotted you around Tien's Landing before. You've come at a bad time, what with the dam being open and all. Regardless, it's good to meet you. I'm Darting Lynx, the acrobat. Unfortunately, I'm not putting any shows on in Tien's Landing, if that's why you're here. You know, feats of balance and precision, delicate routines to shock and amaze. Whatever brings some silver, really. I travel around the countryside putting on acts and sometimes teaching people a few tricks. Hey, now that I think of it, you're a warrior, right? I may not be putting on any shows here, but I could teach you a few techniques to improve your balance and speed if you're interested. At least you'll be easy to teach. I don't know if you've ever tried to teach a man balance, but it's no simple task. You'd think we'd be the ones having a hard time. I swear, if men had breasts, they wouldn't be able to walk straight, let alone hold a handstand. Let's see what I can teach you. Hello again. What's on your mind this fine day? It's not much of a story, really. It's just a stage name I picked up when I first started practicing acrobatics. I was quite young, and my master felt I was a little too fast for my own good. You dart like a lynx, he would say, but you balance like a drunken frog. He taught me to slow my movements and really focus on what I was doing, but his nickname for me stuck. As I said, I'm not really from here, so there's not much I can tell you. You could try talking to Minister Sheng, though. He always knows what's going on. I get the sense that he doesn't do much about it, but he's at least aware. All the best to you.
Stop right there. I gave you 2 extra duty. Get back to that galley and start cleaning.
We don't have to listen to you, Ing. You're a captain without a ship. She's nothing but a landlocked house now.
I will discover a way to free this ship. Until then, you'd better follow orders.
I've had enough of you and your orders.
Now get back in that ship. I'm your captain, understand?
Well, you're still the captain, for now. But if you don't get us out of this town soon, you're going to have a mutiny on your hands. Then we'll see what's what.
Ignore the spots. You won't catch. If you've come to complain about my men, I don't want to hear it. When Minister Sheng gets the Great Dam closed, we'll be happy to leave. Until then, we're stuck here. I'm Captain Ing. This is my ship, the Lucky Knight. She's a fine vessel, or was. But now that the Great Dam is open, the Lucky Knight is stranded here along with me and my men. We're sailors. We don't belong on land. If we could just get our ship back on the water, everything would be fine. But that won't happen until someone finds a way to close the dam. I'm not a rich man, but my reputation, my ship, and my men are worth everything I can give. Close the dam and free us, and I'll give you all the silver I have. You won't get too far if you don't speak to Minister Sheng first. The dam is located in the ruins, but a pair of massive gates blocks the way. Only Sheng has the key. He's in the town square. You'll see him standing in front of a cart. Just don't ask him about the burned-out building nearby.
I sense an embarrassing story. I can't wait to find out what happened.
It really isn't important. Just get that key from him and close the Great Dam. Good luck. I'm not used to needing help from others. It's hard for me to say this, but thank you. I'm grateful you agreed to close the dam for me, but I see the water is still low. The longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes to control my men. You won't get too far. Good luck.
If one more of these villagers sneers at me, I'm going to start punching.
This is my corner. I paid for it.
The folks of this town were kind at first.
What do you want? Can't you see we're busy drinking here? Gotta wash away our sorrows. It's no fun being trapped in this town. We don't know nobody, we ain't seen our families in months, and now we're stuck here. That'd drive anyone to drink. Okay then.
Finally! Someone stronger than these cowed peasants. This town disgusts me. I am Scholar Six Heavens, and I need someone who possesses great strength and skill. Mostly, though, I need someone like you, who walks the way of the closed fist. Aid me, and I will see that you are rewarded most generously. No, I will not waste time on pleasantries or mindless questions about this muddy cluster of hovels. I need aid, not friends. I seek the Zither of Discord, an artifact that belonged to bladed Thesis, the sage who first advanced the way of the closed fist as a philosophy. You do not buy academic prestige. You certainly do not buy history. This Zither is a link to one of history's greatest minds. Find the Zither's case and its silk strings. Bring them to me, and we will silence all who refuse to honor my work. A merchant lord named Gao the Greater recently acquired the case, but knows nothing of its import. Up the river lies a pirate stronghold where Gao was recently seen. You will have to find a way there if you hope to acquire the case. Perhaps Minister Sheng could suggest a way to reach these pirates. He might even be grateful for your aid. Bladed Thesis was a genius, and I am a strong adherent of his writings. I also believe that there is more to the Zither than meets the eye, if it were only to be reassembled. Is that so? Good. You've made early headway. Find the other and return to me. A merchant... Remember, I need both the case and the strings of the Zither of Discord. Bring them here when you find them.